Good morning, everyone. Today, January 24, 2024, we have a private conference for 6 civil works projects. But before we start, let us all stand for a prayer.
Almighty God, our Father, we praise and thank you for this day. You have given us another opportunity to create life and to fulfill our mission as your instruments of peace and progress. Please pardon us for our shortcomings. Help us to amend our impieties. May we learn to pattern our lives through your Son's example. Father, bless all our endeavors, especially today's meeting. Guide us in our discussions. Enlighten our minds in every decision that we make. Give us your grace that we may effectively do our parts as public servants. Bless our plans, programs, and projects so that we may achieve our objectives for your greater glory. All these we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Let's all be seated. To our YouTube live viewers, fellow back members, prospective bidders, and no observers for today. Once again, good morning. Again, we will have a private conference for 6 civil works project. But before we start, they ask the Secretariat who are the invited observers for today's private conference. Engineer Brian Villagusto.
Good morning to all, and thank you, Sir Back Chair, for the invited observers for today's private conference. Roleta, yung Madam Donna, yung selection of observers, kindly. And our invited observers is from the Philippine Green Building Council.
So the selected observers from the NGO is from the Philippine Green Building Council, represented by Miss Maria Ana G. Tingol. So, Secretary, she will be the official observers for the throughout the procurement activities, aside from the two permanent observers from our resident auditor and Engineer Gladys G. Tupocio, our alternate observers from the National Contractors Association of the Philippines Incorporated. So, may I know, because they are not here, what are the mode of invitation you have sent to them? Engineer Brian Anderson.
Yes, sir. The letter was submitted, sent through email, sir, from an official email. Okay.
Okay,
And this is the initial invitation to observers for contract ID number 24BI0043 to 24BI0048, dated January 18, 2024 at 10:41 a.m. Thank you.
again, thank you, Engineer Brian Nilagusto. Our invited observers are not present for today's private conference, so we'll just continue our procurement activities. But again, before we start, I can ask the Secretariat to read the attendance and declare if we have a call. Engineer Brian Nilagusto, take it away.
Thank you again, Mr. Black Chairman, and a pleasant morning to all our YouTube live viewers. For the call of attendance for today's private conference of 6 city works projects. And for the bids and awards committee members composition, we have Engineer Valentino Viceno,
Present.
Chairman, Chief Planning and Design Section, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabé,
Present.
Vice Chairman, Chief Quality Assurance Section, Architect IDO Salazar, Provisional Member and User for all types of project agreement. We have Engineer Jermaine D. Buenaresta, Provisional Member and User from the Planning and Design Section. And for the roll call of the Back Secretariat, yours truly, Brian May G. Augusto, Head. For the Back Secretariat members, we have Mr. Remigio A. Santos, Back Secretariat Member, Ms. Simonette T. Lacorda, Member, Back Secretariat, Mr. Allen Edward G. Damaso, Member, Back Secretariat, Ms. Ande Erica Fatima P. Cabang, Member, Back Secretariat, Ms. Luggarda D. Reyes, Member, Back Secretariat, and Mr. Jesus E. Buta, Member, Back Secretariat, and for the Bids and Awards Committee Technical Working Group or TWG who are present for today's activity, we have Engineer Miguel G. Degamo, Member TWG, Engineer Angie A. Reyes, Member TWG, Ms. Diane Sheldon B. Balito, Member TWG, Engineer Reden A. Milyare, Member TWG, and Engineer Narcisa M. Santos, Member TWG. And for the technical personnel, sir, who prepared these plans and the sir, we have Engineer Myrtle D. Degamo, Engineer 2 from the Planning and Design Section, Engineer Maria Angelica de la Cruz, Engineer 2 from the Planning and Design Section, Engineer Chini Nicole Rojas, Engineering Assistant from Planning and Design Section, Engineer Jeremy Mark D. Soriano, Engineering Assistant from the Planning and Design Section, and Engineer Philip Pagirigan, Engineering Assistant from the Planning and Design Section. The majority of the bids and awards committee members composition are hereby present for today's activity. Therefore, there is a constitution of quorum. Thank you.
Once again, thank you, Engineer Brian May Lagusto, our Head Secretariat, for reading the attendance for today. Since majority of the back members are present, as back chair, I'll now declare that this procurement activities, this private conference, is officially open and in order. But before I will proceed for the main agenda for today, I would like to read the section 22, which is a private conference of the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 91. For 22.3.1, the private conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial components of the contract to be bid, including questions and clarifications raised by the prospective bidders before and during the private conference. Private conference may be conducted in person or face-to-face through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology, or a combination thereof. Procuring entities with video conferencing capabilities that have manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, contractors, and or consultants that also have video conferencing capabilities may conduct their pre-bidding conferences electronically. The private conference is open to prospective bidders, and in case of procurement of consulting services, the shortlisted bidder that the bid attendance shall not be mandatory. For 22.4, the minutes of the private conference shall be recorded and prepared not later than 5 calendar days after the private conference and shall be made available to prospective bidders not later than 5 days upon written request. Decisions of the BAC amending any provision of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. That is Section 22, it is a private conference of the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of the Republic Act 9184. So to continue, we will proceed to the agenda for today. For the first agenda, basic contract data to be presented to us by the preparers of the 6 civil works project. For the second agenda, requirements of bidding documents, our head secretariat engineer Brian Dale Augusto. For the third agenda, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Also, again, our head secretariat engineer Brian Dale Augusto. For the fourth agenda, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award are a provisional member for all types of procurement, architect I.B. Salazar. For the fifth agenda, questions, comments from the bidders and replies of BAC and other representative competing entity, BAC and all our YouTube live viewers, and other matters, if any. And 7, summary of proceeding, including bid bulletins, addenda to be issued, if any. So that is our agenda for today for the 6 civil works project. So we'll go proceed for the first agenda, which is basic contract data. For the first civil works with contract ID number 24BI0043, with the name of project, Convergence and Special Support Program, open CSSP, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps or SIPAG, access roads and or bridges from the national road leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, Barangay Road, Barangay Poblacion, Villaverde, Nueva Vizcaya. To be presented to us by the preparer, Engineer Jeremy Soriano. Engineer Soriano, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. In behalf of the designer engineer Christina L. Rhodes, I will share a bit detail about our project, Convergence and Special Support Program, CSSP, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities, construction of road, Barangay Poblacion, Villaverde, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the contract, Villaverde, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract, 9,800,000 pesos. Project description, road concreting with shoulder, curb and gutter, and slope protection. Duration, 120 calendar days. Cost of these documents, 10,000 pesos. Source of fund, regular infra FY 2024. This project spans 690 meters or 1.38 lane kilometers. The budget allocated is 10 billion pesos and the project is estimated to take 120 calendar days. Next slide, please. This slide shows the quarry source, which is in Magat River, Baretbet section, and the material source, both approximately 9.9 kilometers and 14 kilometers away, respectively, from the project. Next slide, please. The map shows the vicinity of the road which will clearly show the alignment of the project. Next slide, please. Geotag photos visually showcase the beginning of the project and the end of the survey, offering insights into the project's location. Next slide, please. The cross-section features 2.5-meter wide by 200 mm thick PCCB carriageway with 0.60 meters shoulders and curb and gutter at both sides. Next slide, please. The cross-section features a 2.5-meter wide by 200 mm thick PCCB carriageway with 0.60 meters shoulders, curb and gutter at left side, and rubble concrete slope protection on the right side. Next slide, please. The cross-section features a proposed one. The cross-section features a proposed one line 36 inches diameter by 7-meter length RCPC with catch basin on the left side and rubble concrete head wall with grouted riprap apron on the right side. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Jeremy Soriano, for the presentation. In behalf of the preparer, Engineer Maria Cristina L. Rhodes, who is on a seminar at the Regional Office. So, from the Secretariat, does anyone from our YouTube live viewers, especially our prospective bidders, have questions or clarification regarding the presented project? None? So let's proceed from fellow back members. Uh, let's start from the planning and design section. Provisional member, Engineer Jeremy Benavista. Do we have any amendment for this particular project?
I have no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted, Engineer Benavista. About architect Ivy Salazar, or provisional member for all types of procurement. Noted. From our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabé.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted. Since majority of the back members have no amendment for this project with contract ID number 24BI0043, so we'll adapt the basic contract data as advertised. Take note, Secretariat. So let's continue for the second civil works with contract ID number 24BI0044. To be presented to us by the representative, Engineer Jeannie Nicole Rojas. Since the preparer went out for field, so Engineer Rojas, take it away for contract ID number 24BI0444.
Good morning, everyone. I am Chino Nicole Rojas from Planning and Design Section, and in behalf of the designer, let me present to you the contract ID 24BI0045 Convergence and Special Support Program CSSP Basic Infrastructure Program BIP Access Roads and or Bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, public building facilities construction of road Barangay Tuao South, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract for 1,900,000. Project description, road concreting with shoulder on both sides with a duration of 60 calendar days. Cost of bid projects 5,000 and source of fund regular infra FY 2024. So this project spans 500 meters or 1 lane kilometer And shown on your screen is the location of the project, whereas it shows the alignment of the proposed road. The aggregates will originate from Magat River Barangay section, situated roughly 6.7 kilometers away from the project site, and the material source will be coming from Solano, approximately 11.4 kilometers away. These are the geotag photos showing the beginning and end of the project. This is the typical roadway section with normal curve featuring a 2.5 meter wide and by 200 thick PCCP carriageway with 0.8 meters shoulder. This is the typical roadway section with super elevation with 2.5 meters wide by 200 thick PCCP carriageway with 0.8 meters shoulder. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Nicole Rojas, for the presentation. So again, that's from our YouTube live viewers, especially our prospective viewers. Does anyone have any questions, clarification for this second project with contract ID number 24BI044? None. So fellow back members, let's start from the provisional member for the planning and design section. Do you have any amendment for this particular plan?
I have no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted in your German Benavista. How about our provisional member for more all types of procurement, architect ID Salazar?
No amendments.
Noted. Architect ID. Our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Guerra.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted, Dear Danny. So take note, majority of the back members said no amendment for this particular project with contract ID number 24BI044. So Secretariat will adapt the basic contract data as advertised. So let's continue for the third civil works project with contract ID number 24BI0045. So again, Engineer Jeremy Soriano, take it away.
Good morning again, everyone. I will share a brief detail about this project entitled Convergence and Special Support Program, CSSP, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings facilities. Concreting of Road Salinas, Mapayao Road, Barangay Salinas, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the contract, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000 pesos. Project description, road concreting with shoulder and curb and gutter. Duration, 120 calendar days. Cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos. Source of fund, regular infra FY 2024. This project spans 580 meters or 1.16 lane kilometers. The budget allocated is 10 million pesos and the project is estimated to take 120 calendar days. Next slide, please. This project This project is approximately 0.96 kilometers and 1.382 kilometers away from Salinas Elementary School and Salinas Barangay Hall respectively. It also shows the quarry source, which is in the Santa Cruz River Salinas section with an approximate distance of 1.81 kilometer from the projects. Next slide, please. The map shows the topographic map of the road, which shows the alignment of the project. Next slide, please. The cross section features a 2.5 meter wide by 200 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway with 1 meter shoulders and curb and gutter at right side. Next slide, please. The cross-section features a 2.5-meter wide and 200 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway with 1 meter shoulders, curb and gutter, and rubble concrete slope protection on the left side. Next slide, please. The cross-section features a proposed 19910 millimeter diameter by 8-meter length RCPC with catch basin on the right side and rubble concrete head wall with grouted riprap apron on the left side. Next slide, please. The attack photos shows the beginning of the project and the end of the project, offering insights into the project locations. Thank you. That's
Mr. Chair, before we ask if there is a query from our prospective bidders, pwedeng pakibalik yung typical section.
Okay, please, Secretariat.
Doon sa isa pa. Paki-enlarge mo nga. Kasi ang nakita kong thickness, parang 0.28 kanina dito. Thickness of the PCCP. What is the thickness of the PCCP, Jeremy?
200 mm.
Pakibalik mo nga doon sa isa, ha? Tapos yung shoulder kasi is 200 mm. Diyan nga, paki-enlarge mo yan. Hindi, dun sa may detail ng thickness. Yan. Ano ang thickness?
28
28?
yung nakalagay. Hindi ko na
Okay, so take
Paki-edit mo kasi nakita ko dito, bakit 0.28 sabi ko?
20 yung may consistency.
Okay, paki-edit na lang yung cross-section para noon, just in case may bumili ng ating book proposal, syempre may kasamang plano yan, alam nila na nagkaroon tayo ng typo error, and then paki-revise na lang gawin 200 mm.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair, Engineer Danilo Fernandez, for the noted from the cross section represented by Jeremy Soriano. So from
Mr. Chair, paki-din yung shoulder, parang 0.3 yung shoulder. Ilan yung shoulder meter? Hindi ko makita. Ilan yung parang 0.2 kasi yung shoulder niya. So what is the thickness of the shoulder?
0.15, sir.
So paki-label din na yung thickness ng PCCP shoulder is 150 mm. Thank you.
okay, let's go back to our secretariat. Does anyone from our YouTube live viewers, especially our prospective bidders, with any questions or clarification for the third project with contract ID number 24BI 0045? None. So from our Bagabag members, let's start from the planning and design section. Jeremy Benvista.
I have no amendment.
Noted, New Benavista or a provision member from all types of procurement, architect IDs. Noted, or back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabé.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted, so Secretariat, since majority of the back members are no amendment for this particular project with contract ID number 24PA0045. Again, we'll adopt the basic contract data as advertised. Let's continue for the fourth project with contract ID number 24BI0046 to be presented to us by Prepared Engineer Maria Angelica de la Cruz. Engineer de la Cruz, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angelica de la Cruz from Planning and Design section. Allow me to present to you the contract ID 24BI0046 with the project name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Multi-Purpose Building/Facilities to support social services, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Bambang Central School, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract, 5,445,000 pesos, with a project description of completion of multi-purpose building with office rooms and bleachers. Project duration of 180 calendar days, with the cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos. The source of fund, regular infra FY 2024. Next slide, please. So here's the project location. Next slide, please. With the geotag description of 16 degrees 28 minutes and 58 seconds north, 121 degrees 9 minutes and 5 seconds east. So here are the geotag photos where the completion will be constructed. Next slide, please. So here are the perspective views of the proposed project. So this proposed project completion involves several key elements, including the expansion of the covered court by incorporating an additional bay, bleachers covered with steel matting for safety and equipped with canopy roofs, will be installed on both the right and left sides of the court. Additionally, office rooms will be constructed on each side, featuring a male comfort room and a PWD male comfort room on the left, and a female comfort room and PWD female comfort room on the right side. The office rooms will undergo comprehensive finishings with plastering, paintings, and tiled surfaces. The project will also include the installation of plumbing lines for sanitary facilities and the execution of electrical works encompassing lighting and fixtures. To meet BFP requirements, fire extinguishers and fire alarm bells will also be incorporated into the project. The aggregate utilized in the project is extracted from the Vizcaya quarry, conveniently located at a distance of about 1.5 kilometers from the project site. And on the other hand, the materials essential for the project are sourced out from Bayonto. Next slide, please. So here's the floor plan. Next slide, please. The front elevation, the rear elevation, right side elevation, and the left side elevation. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Maria Angelica de la Cruz, for the brief explanation for the scope of work of the port project with contract ID number 24BI0046. So again, from our YouTube live viewers, especially our prospective bidders, does anyone have any questions or clarification for the presented project plan? So let's proceed. If we have any amendment from the planning and design section, Engineer Jeremy Benavista.
I have no amendments.
Noted. From our provisional member from all types of procurement, Architect Eddie Salazar. Noted. Our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernadette.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted, Sir Vice Chair. So, since majority of the back members have no amendment for this particular project, so take note, Secretariat, that we will adopt the basic contract data as advertised. So let's continue for the fifth project, second to the last, with contract ID number 24 BI 0047. To present it to us by the prepared engineer Pagirigan. Yung Pagirigan, take it away.
Thank you po. I will now present to you the project with contract ID 24BI0047. Project name, Convergence, and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Flood Mitigation Structure, Protecting Major/Strategic Buildings / Facilities, Construction of Drainage Canal, Poblacion, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, Phase 2. Location of the contract, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract, ABC, 29,700,000, with a project description of construction of 1,432 linear meter concrete canal lining with cover, with a duration of 173 calendar days. Cost of bid document. Cost of bid document is 25,000 pesos. Source of funds is regular infra FY 2024. Construction of drainage canal, Poblacion, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. The project is located at Poblacion, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, and located from the following location. For our aggregates, it is located approximately 3.7 km from the quarry site. The section is Magat River Magati section, yung quarry po natin. Yung ating source for our cement and RSP is located at Poblacion, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Wala po tayong transshipment for aggregates and source cement and RSP. Wala po tayong transshipment for our aggregates and cement and RSB. Less than 5 kilometers po yung mga sources natin. Next slide po. Ito po yung ating layout plan. May dalawa po tayong section. Yung po yung main Jola section natin. Tapos yung Old Salinas Road section pa natin. Yung kulay yellow po yung Salinas. Tapos yung red po is yung main Jola Street. Next slide po. For our main Jola po, meron po tayong sa main Jola po. Sa left side po, ang stationing lang po natin is mag-start from 00 hanggang 332. Tapos sa right side po is from 00 hanggang station 500 po. Next slide po. Sa Salinas section naman po itong topographic plan. Mag-start po tayo from 00. Yung start po natin is from Boy Street 00. Tapos mag-end po tayo sa station 600. Sa isang side lang po yan. Next slide po. From the top po, yung ating typical cross-section from Menjola. Ito po yung ating typical cross-section for station 00. From ang inner dimension po na ating canal is 0.6 meters yung ating depth. Tapos yung wide po is 1 meter. Tapos sa baba po ng first photo is yan po yung, at magkakaroon po kasi po tayo ng ibang size from Menjola. from 0.6 by 1, magiging 1 by 1 po yung ating kanal po. Tapos, yung sa left po natin cross-section, yan po yung cross-section po natin for ating Salinas section. Next slide po. Ito po yung ating detail for our canal. Sa top po is yung cover canal plan. Makikita po natin na meron po tayong magpo-provide po tayo ng manhole with every 10 meters. Tapos, pakitingin po sa baba, section AA, tapos section BB. Ito po yung ating mga reinforcement po. At sa left side po, paki-slide po sa left side. Ito po yung ating bar cutting list. Yung bar A and B is yung yung U-type po, tapos yung L. Yan po yung ating body. 16 po yan. The rest po is 12. At yung mga spacing po nila is 200 po lahat. Next slide po. Tapos ito po yung geotag photo po natin for Menjola. Tapos sa next slide po is yan po yung Salinas section. Thank you po.
Thank you, Engineer Philip Pagirigan, for the presentation of the speed project with contract ID number 24BI0047. So again, from the secretariat, especially from our YouTube live viewers, do you have any questions or clarification regarding the presented project with contract ID number 24BI0047? None. So, our fellow back members, let's start from the planning and design section. Provisional member, Engineer Jeremy Bernista.
Mr. Chair, I have no amendments, but dun regarding sa presentation do sa topo niya, sa next time, sa magkano, ano nga doon sa topo kanina? Ayan, yun. Yan dun sa isa yan. Sa topo niya, kasi lalo na pag maraming speed, sa susunod na presentation, siguro mag-highlights tayo kung saan yung sinasabi, kasi hindi kami masyado masundan eh. Kung saan, kasi liliit pati yung mga text na yun. Kung saan yung sinasabi mong station 0 o mga ganun. Siguro mag-highlights na tayo ng kulang para at least malaman namin kung saan masundan, kung saan line ka, kung saan banda yan. Prospective readers, mas maintindihan nila kung saan location habang kasi nag-live viewer tayo para ma-visualize nila kung saan banda ang location. Ngayon dun sa yung kanina, yung sa parang Old Salinas section, para malaman din nila kung ano yun na ngayon, kung anong street na siya.
I think Old Salinas Road is yun yung Heroes Boulevard Road. Di ba yun yun? Well, yung sa may kanto ng Rayba na Mag-Medjay and BSU, di ba yun? Yun yung Heroes Boulevard. Yun yung Old Salinas Road. Menjola, hindi sa Manila yun. Merong Menjola sa Bambang.
Oh, take note na lang yung now. Yung pala. Kasi old yung binigay kasing kuan, yung mga batang Bambang is yung old na kanila, yung mapa. Pero may lalagay na natin now, Heroes Boulevard.
Mr. Chair, pakibalik mo nga dun sa cross-section. Kasi kanina present natin para makita ng mga prospective bidders kung gaano kaluwang o katipot yung particularly Medjola. Kasi sa Bambang, all I know is parang 6 meters wide lang ang road right of way dyan. Less than pa yung iba. So kung magkakaroon tayo nagko-construct tayo ng kanal, siyempre, within dun sa roadway. Pwede naman yung top ng kanal, yun na rin yung kalsada. Kasi sa Manila, ginagawa naman yun eh. Yung mga box culvert drainage, gano'n naman, di ba? Paki ano mo, pwede bang paki-highlight o kaya paki-zoom para makita ng ating mga prospective bidders yung design natin na yung top ng kanal is yun din na yung roadway. This is it. Parang church yung mga explain mo ka na ganun. Pili, sabihin mo yan. I-zoom mo yung process sa babae isa para ma-visualize mo yung existing kanal, tapos i-zoom mo yan. Tapos explain mo sa ating mga prospective bidders na yung top ng kanal magiging part of the carriage space.
Yung sa Mindiola po, yung ating kanal po, yun na rin po yung magiging part ng ating carriageway po. For the reason po na maliit lang po yung ating existing, yung maliit lang, makipot lang po yung ating road right of way.
So, from the Secretariat, does anyone from our prospective bidders have questions or clarification from the presented project? Drainage canal from Bambang? None? So, again, let's go back our provisional member from all types of procurement. Architect IB Salazar. About do you feel any amendment? None? Okay, none. From our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabé.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted. So, since majority of the back members have no amendment for this particular project, so from the Secretariat, we'll adapt the basic contract data as advertised. So, let's continue for the last project for today, January 24, 2024, for the conference with contract ID number 24BI0048 presented to us by the preparer engineer Milton Degamo. Degamo, take it away.
Thank you, sir. So, for the basic contract data, for contract ID number 24BI0048, organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage system, construction of Buliwao flood control structure, Angadanan River, Buliwao, Quezon, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is Quezon, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved for the contract of 96,500,000 pesos. Project description, construction of 600 linear meter slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment, duration of 321 calendar days, cost of bid documents is 50,000 pesos, and source of fund is regular infra FY 2024. So, for the technical details of the project, The project site, next slide please. The project site is located at Barangay Buliwao, Quezon, Nueva Vizcaya. It is approximately 8 kilometers from Majangat Bridge and 10 kilometers from the center of Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Next slide. The slide shows the proposed alignment of the project, which is located on the left side facing downstream of the Angadanan River. So the project consists of construction of 525 linear meters slope protection works using reinforced concrete slope protection and steel sheet piles to include embankment and channeling.
Pakibalik mo nga doon sa isa pa po. Sa isa.
Ay nai-rotate na. Kasi sa plan po namin yung profile is from left to right. So, tingnan mo lang natin.
Ano mga yung naka-outfit? Kasi kung titignan mo yan, walang silbi yung mukha natin dyan sa protection works. Hindi tatamaan ng tubig. Mas maganda sana kung sa kabila.
Mayroon po.
Pero, kung titignan mo dyan, siltation yung lugar na yan. Yung dredging naman ito, ikatin hindi siya kapag-isip. Tamo nga yung tausip. Please continue, Miracle.
So the structure is composed of a reinforced concrete slope protection, steel sheet piles with pile cap, and embankment at the back of the slope protection. The concrete slope protection has a thickness of 200 mm and a height of 5 meters with a slope of 1 horizontal is to 1 vertical. It is reinforced by 12 mm diameter bars spaced at 300 mm both ways. Next. So the top of the slope protection has a width of 1.5 meters with a parapet that has a height of 0.5 meters and a width of 0.25 meters. The steel sheet piles to be used will be 9 meters, Z-type with an effective width of 770 millimeter, height of 343.5 mm, web thickness of 8.6 mm, and flange thickness of 8.5 mm. The pile cap is 0.6 meters by 0.6 meters with 16 mm diameter longitudinal bars and 12 mm diameter stirrup spaced at 200 mm. Next slide. So, retaining wall shall be constructed at the beginning and end of the project and every 50 meters of slope protection. The retaining wall is 300 mm thick with 16 mm vertical and horizontal bars spaced at 400 mm. The footing of the retaining wall is 300 mm thick with 16 mm top and bottom bars spaced at 400 mm and 12 mm longitudinal bars spaced at 300 mm. Rubble concrete anchorage shall be constructed at the beginning and end of the project with a height of 6 meters and a length of 13 meters. Next. So the aggregates to be used will be held from Baliwao Section Quarry at Magat River, which is located approximately 6 kilometers from project site. That's all, sir, for the details of the project.
Thank you, Engineer Milton Legamo, for the presentation of the scope and details for this particular project, particularly with contract ID number 24BI0048. So again, from the Secretariat, does anyone from our YouTube live viewers, especially our prospective bidders, have questions or clarification regarding this project? None? So let's continue. Fellow back members, let's from provisional member from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Jeremy Buena Vista. Do you have any amendment for this particular project?
Mr. Chair, I have an amendment regarding the physical target of this project from 600 million meter to 525 million meter due to dredging for the silted river.
Okay, noted. So, yes, it said, so take note, Engineer Jerwin, Secretariat, the length of the project.
Mr. Chair, may we know the reason why the thickness, or the length from 600 linear meters of the slope protection works reduced to 525? May we know the reason so that our prospective bidders will be informed? ASAP.
Okay, Engineer Jerwin Benavista, kindly explain or the prepare for this particular project. The,
Mr. Chair, again, if we decrease the length of the slope protection works, therefore, the quantities as advertised in the PhilJets and DPWH website will be revised.
Yes, sir.
so, yes, continue, Engineer Jerwin Benavista, the reason why the project description was reduced from 600 linear meter direct to 525 linear meter.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So the reason why the physical target was reduced due to dredging of the river and the aggregates was transport to the other area and additional equipment and ayun, sir. Buong length siya na ma-dredge yung sa 525 meters din, sir.
So that our prospective will be informed why there is a dredging now in the revised program of work. Meron ba tayong department order o kaya meron bang nagsabi sa atin na dapat include yung dredging?
Yeah. Yes, there's from Ferry na this river is silted, so we include the parang nila suggestion to to dredge this river. So we include the dredging or the channeling excavation for this project.
For the information of our prospective bidders, as mentioned by Engineer Jeremy Buenavista, there will be dredging or channeling. Magkaiba ang dredging at saka channeling. Ang channeling, yung mga cuttings mo, upapagilid mo lang. While dredging, kailangan tanggalin mo yon. So, ibig ko lang sabihin, iba yung scope of work ng channeling at saka ng dredging.
So for the information of prospective bidders, this project will be the dredging. So after the dredge the river, the materials were transferred to the other area for the disposal. So that's all.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Jerwin Benavista, for the information of our prospective bidders for this particular project with contract ID number 24 BI0048 for the amendment, particularly the project description. And also, our bill of quantities will be revised due to the reduction of length. Take note, Engineer Brian Villavisto for the amendment. Do you have any amendment from our provisional member for all types of procurement, architect, IP, Salazar, aside from the amendment of Engineer Jeremy?
No amendments, sir.
Noted, Direct IP. Our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe.
I'll go with the amendments as said by Engineer Jeremy Buenavista, Mr. Chair.
Noted, your back vice chair. So, again, Secretariat, please take note. Our amendment for this particular project, particularly the project description, the length to be correct from 600 linear meter to 525 linear meter, and also it will be affect the bill of quantities for this particular project. So I will issue bid policy supplemental bid policy for this particular project. So that ends the first agenda, which is the basic contract data for the 6 civil works project. So let's continue for the second agenda, which is the requirements of bidding documents. So I request our Head Secretariat, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto, for the second agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning to all for the agenda number 2, requirements of the bidding documents. The requirements of the bid data sheet for contract ID number 24BI0043, 23BI0044, and 23BI0045 for the roads. For ITB close 14.2A for B, the following work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the key personnel, we have the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum of total work experience, same position is 3 years. For ITB close 14.2, for A4 rather, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. We have payloader, required units is 2, dump truck, required units is 3, water truck, pump 16,000 liters, required units is 1, backhoe, wheel mounted, required unit is 1, backhoe 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yards capacity, required unit is 1, cargo and service truck, required unit is 1, motorized road grader, vibratory roller, bulldozer, required unit is 1 bagger vehicle, required unit is 1, concrete vibrator, required unit is 1, bar cutter, 25 mm, bar bender, required unit is 1, transit mixer, required unit is 4, concrete batch plant, concrete spreader, concrete saw, required unit is 1, backhoe wind breaker, required unit is 1, tape compactor, required unit is 1, applicator machine, weeding machine, and bar cutter of 32 mm, required units is 1. For the laboratory equipment, please refer to DEO number 11, series of 2017, for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DEO 137, series of 2018, strict application of Republic Act 9184, the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts within the DPWH. For the requirement of the data sheet for contract ID number 24BI0046 for the buildings, 24BI0046. For IT close 14.2A, for B, the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the key personnel, we have project engineer, project manager, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience is 3 years. For ITB close 14.2 A4, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the description, we have 1 bagger mixer, required unit is 1, bar cutter, welding machine, diesel or gas driven, cutting outfit, required unit is 1, power saw, backhoe with breaker, required unit is 1, portable breaker, concrete saw, required unit is 1, dump truck, 12 cubic yards, required unit is 1, and plate compactor, required unit is 1. For the laboratory equipment, please refer to DO number 11, series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment, and Department Order number 127, series of 2018, strict application of Republic Act 9184, the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts within the DPWH. For the requirement of the bid data sheet for contract ID number 24BI0047, with the canal lining for ITB close 14.2A for B, the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience in position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience in position is 3 years. For ITB clause 14.2 A4, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the description, we have payloader, required unit is 2, dump truck, required unit is 3, water truck, cargo or service truck, required unit is 1, low bed trailer, backhoe, wheel mounted, required unit is 1, backhoe, required unit is 1, compactor, motorized road grader, bulldozer, required unit is 1 bagger mixer, required unit is 1, concrete vibrator, required unit is 2, bar cutter, joint sealer machine, required unit is 1, transit mixer, required unit is 4, concrete batch plant, concrete screeder, concrete saw, required unit is 1, backhoe with breaker, bar bender, and crawler crane, required unit is 1. For the laboratory equipment, please refer to DEO number 11, series of 2017, for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DEO 127, series of 2018, strict application of Republic Act 9184, the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts within DPWH. Was the last project, sir, for the requirements of bid data sheet for the contract ID number 24BI0048, which is the flood control. For ITB clause 14.2 A for B, the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. We have the project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. For ITB clause 14.2A, for the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the description, we have water pump, 100 millimeter suction diameter, required unit is 4, motorized road grader and vibratory roller, required unit is 1, water truck or pump 6,000 liters in capacity, required unit is 4, backhoe 0.8 cubic meters to 1.04 cubic yards, required unit is 1, dump truck required unit is 2, cargo service truck required unit is 1, bar cutter, bar bender required unit is 1 bagger mixer required unit is 4, concrete vibrator and plate compactor required unit is 1, backhoe 0.36 cubic meter to 0.47 cubic yards, required unit is 4. Crawler crane, required unit is 1. Vibro hammer, welding machine, and payloader, required unit is 1. Please, for the laboratory equipment, please refer to Department Order number 11, series of 2017, for the minimum materials testing equipment, and Department Order number 127, series of 2018, strict application of Republic Act 184, nakakount of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts within the DPWH. That's all, sir, for the agenda number 2, the requirements of the bidding documents. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian De La Gusto, for the second agenda. So let's continue for the third agenda. Again, may request Engineer Brian De La Gusto for the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposal.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. And for the agenda number 3, the documents to be submitted by the bidders, including technical and financial proposals, will be paid through audio recording.
Okay, Secretariat, can you play the audio presentation, the recorded audio presentation?
Technical and financial components. Number 1, technical component envelope, Class A documents. For legal documents, letter A, valid Philjeps registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Or letter B, registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And letter C, mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And letter D, tax clearance for EO number 398, series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
For technical documents, letter E, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And letter F, a statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. And letter G, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures. And registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And letter F, original copy of bid security in the form of surety bond. Submit also the certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And letter I, project requirements, which shall include the following. First, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Second, list of contractors' key personnel, for example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, safety officer, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Third, list of contractors' majors equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment letter, vendor, or the duration of the project as the case may be. And last, list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment, which are owned as per Department Order Number 11, Series of 2017. For letter J, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement of OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperatives, or original special power of attorney of all members of joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and to do acts to represent the bidder. For financial document, letter K, the prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities is stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And letter L, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, Class B documents. Letter M, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in accordance with the Republic Act number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Number two, financial component envelope. Letter N. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under Republic Act number 9184. Letter O. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. And letter P. Duly accomplished detailed estimate form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental used in coming up with the bid. And letter Q. Cash flow by quarter.
That's also for the documents to be submitted by the bidders, including technical and financial proposals.
Again, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto, for the third agenda. So for the fourth agenda, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, dated evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. Martina Kaidi Salazar.
Thank you, sir. For the fourth art agenda, I will listen to the pre-recorded voice presentation. Thank you.
Okay, our secretary, can you play the pre-recorded presentation?
Pre-bid conference. Detailed evaluation of bids. For the procurement of goods and infrastructure projects, the BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bid to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following: completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. Arithmetical corrections. Consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated price. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparisons. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be basis for bid evaluation and comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Between total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. Between stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Between unit cost and the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the BAC its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider, but shall not be limited to the following: legal requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of this IRR. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable,
verification and validation of the leader's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of the leader's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Verification of availability and commitment and/or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unit to be owned, leased, under, purchased by the bidder for use in the contract. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contract within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
That's all.
Thank you for the pre-recorded presentation for the fourth agenda. So let's continue for the fifth agenda. Questions, comments from leaders, and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity to the Secretariat. Does anyone from our YouTube live viewers, especially prospective leaders, have question, comments? So let's continue for the other matters. With any other matters? Secretariat or pero none?
None, Mr. Chair.
So let's continue for the seventh agenda for today. The summary of proceeding including bid bulletins to be issued. So take note again, Secretariat, for the seventh, we will issue bid bulletin for the number six project for today with contract ID number 24BI0048. Particularly the project description, the construction of 600 linear meters slope protection works, close and open steel sheet pipe with embankment. Two, construction of 525 linear meters slope protection works, close and open steel sheet piles with embankment. That is our bid bulletin, will issue supplemental bid bulletin for this particular project.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
So that ends for our private for conference for the six civil works project. So again, may I ask the Secretariat to have any announcement or reminders to me?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have a announcement reminders for the next procurement activities.
Okay, Engineer Brian, I'm going to read all the details for the next procurement activity.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair, for the announcement reminders for the next procurement activity, which is the opening of bids on January 25, tomorrow at 9:01 a.m. Venue PRU bidding room, main building, DPWH Nueva Vizcaya for Resources Engineering Office for 2 goods and services and 6 civil works traffic.
Okay, Engineer Brian, can we read all the details of these next procurement activities?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the 2 goods and services. For the first goods, the contract ID number 24GBI01, name of project, procurement of one card ink C3822I, black toner cartridge, etc. for use in the administrative section. Approved budget for the contract or ABC is 78,200. with a duration of 30 calendar days. The second, goods and services with contract ID number 24GBI02, name of project, procurement of 16-gram hot asphalt, etc. for use in the maintenance of national roads and bridges. Approved budget for the contract is 992,000 and a contract duration of delivery of 30 calendar days. For the 6 civil works project, sir, with first project with contract ID number 24BI0037. Name of the project, organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, rehabilitation of flood control structure along Magat River, Phase 2, Barangay Santa Rosa, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 49 million and a project description of a replacement of damaged riprap with slope protection works, steep chip pile with embankment, and a project duration of 131 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 and a source of fund of regular infra FY 2024. For the second project, with contract ID number 24BI0038, name of the project, organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood mitigation program, construction, rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, rehabilitation of flood control structure along Magat River, Phase 1, Barangay Busilak, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract was ABC of 49 million and a project description of a replacement of damaged riprap with slope protection works, steep chip pile with embankment, and a project duration of 231 calendar days. Cost of the document is 25,000 and a source of fund of regular infra FY 2024. For the third project, with organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structure and drainage system, construction of Manamtang flood control along Matong River, Section 2, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract for ABC of 49 million and a project description of a construction of 300 linear meter slope protection works, spaceship pile with embankment, and a project duration of 230 calendar days. Cost of bidding document is 25,000 and a source of fund of regular infra FY 2024. For the fourth project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0040, name of the project, organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage system, construction of Bambang Kupas CIS canal lining and flood control structure, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract for ABC of 19,600,000 pesos. In a project description of construction of 400 linear meter reinforced concrete canal, and a project duration of 201 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 and the source of fund of regular infra FY 2024. For the fifth project, with contract ID number 24GI0041, name of the project, organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage system, construction of Bakir flood control structure along Lamot River, Barangay Bakir, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 96,500,000 pesos and a project description of construction of 650 linear meter slope protection works, stage shield piling embankment, and a project duration of 321 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 50,000 rather, and source of fund of regular infra FY 2024. For the last project, sir, with contract ID number 24B and 0042, name of the project, organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged state roads, tertiary roads, Bambang Kasibu Solano Road, K0320 plus 029 to K0321 plus 250. Location of the project is at Quezon Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract of ABC of 49 million. And a project description of a road reconstruction of 1.472 kilometers by 6.70 by meter by 280 millimeter thick PCCP with a project duration of 200 calendar days and a cost of bidding documents of 25,000 and a source of funds of regular income F1 2024. That's also for the amount announcement reminders for tomorrow's procurement activities. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto, for reading the announcement reminders for tomorrow for the 2 goods and services and 6 civil works project. Again, just to remind members during the duty, but I would like again to ask permission to this that the undersigned will have a structural meeting at Baguio City. This will be tomorrow, so I will instruct our back Vice Chair Engineer Danilo Bernabe will preside for the procurement activities for tomorrow, January 25, 2024 at 9:01 a.m.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So, do we have any other matters or concern from the Secretariat? None. So, can I hear a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, since we have already discussed uh, the 6 civil works projects and the announcement of the opening of bids tomorrow, the undersigned Vice Chair now moves for the adjournment of this credit conference. Thank you.
Second the motion.
Since it's been moved and seconded that this procurement activities as back here, I now officially close this private conference. So, magandang umaga sa ating lahat and thank you everyone and God bless us all.